Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. I am here at alumasigns.com by Aluma Designs, and I'm here with David Kegley, which is principal and one of the designers here, and we are so excited. You've got to see the inside of this beautiful building. Normally, all of you know that when we do these interviews, I just stand in one place and we do the interview and maybe show you some pictures. Well, we thought today it would be better if you actually got a tour of their location, of their beautiful location. And then also, I think it'll give you a better representation of what they do, because they do more than just make basic signs. That's what I learned from you all today. Yeah. So David, thank you very much.
You bet. Great to have you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I got to say thank you and welcome to the Pensacola Chamber. We're excited to have you, and I'm excited to go ahead and let you kind of tell people about you and what got you into the sign business or into the design business. Yeah, how did all that start?
Well, it started out as when I left Pensacola, I was in the fashion business. So I moved overseas. First I went to Atlanta, and then I went to some different cities, was over in Italy for a while and working around the fashion capitals, and I just really loved the design and all the lines of the Italians and the French and different places that I had been, and wanting to always get into photography was my passion. So I was using the fashion industry to kind of piggyback that to learn more about my photography. And then I started to work in that business doing photography, and which grew into, I want to display my photographs, and I couldn't find anything that was out there that was kind of cool and modern and different, so I developed my own picture frames. So once I started developing picture frames, I said, I should try to sell these things. So Marriott, Major League Soccer, a few big clients picked up our first patented architect picture frame that I designed. And that kind of grew into printing. So we started printing for people. And this was all happening once we moved to Miami. And then I said, it started to grow and started to get bigger, and we were doing mostly picture frames and designs and acrylic frames and mostly display systems. And I said, I got to get out of Miami because it's growing and I don't want to be stuck here. I want to go back to Pensacola. It's an awesome place to raise a family. So we moved back here in '08, right in time for the economic downturn,
right, yes.
And we survived that, and then started building out, doing more work nationally all over, had a website, and started to get Navy Federal and some different people requesting signs. So we said, we build these displays, we can build signs too. It's very similar industry, same tooling. So we started to build signs. Excellent. And that's how we kind of went from picture frames to art, and then into signs. And then eventually into sneeze guards during COVID, which we made thousands of sneeze guards and shipped them all over the country.
Well, I think people are really going to be amazed to see, your beginnings, how you talked about how you were in the fashion industry. That totally converts to what you all do now, because everything that you all do is beautiful.
Thank you.
That's why I wanted people to see that you're not just another sign maker. You yourself, you're a designer. There's definitely an artistic edge that is not something that you normally see in just a regular sign company. So let's go ahead and get started with the tour. I'm going to let you go ahead and lead us.
Okay.
And but I do want to start off with this really cool piece that you have over here on this side of the entrance to your building. So tell us about this.
This is a picture of the railroad station that was here back in the 1800s. And that's what I loved about Pensacola, is our history. We all know from De Luna and the Spanish, and we have just, this area has so much history. And I was so excited to be downtown because I love, old historic areas. And this area, as well as Rodney Rich's property next door on Wright in Tarragona, was where this station used to be in the 1800s. This whole street here had saloons. It was all like the Wild West. And you can see the old photos, and it's really cool. So I said, we did this new modern building, but I wanted to tie in some history, because it is so rich, our history here. So that's why we came up with this, binding the graphic of the old station and printing it. And we had to go to the National Archives in DC to find an image high enough resolution to print this big. So we found this photo at the National Archives in DC, and you download it for free. And then we printed this wallpaper. It's all Terralon wallpaper, so it's custom printed wallpaper. And it gets printed in strips, and we installed it. And we wanted a window that would look into the production area. So we put a window here and then put the graphic over the window, but made it so you can see through it.
Yeah, and just for those who are watching right now online, that's something that you may not be able to see. That is actually a window into another room. At first, I thought it was a mirror when I first saw it, but then I didn't see my face. So But it's really impressive. It looks fantastic. This would be a great piece, for someone to have.
So it's kind of like you're being transported between, the modern building and the ancient building that was here before, in this kind of pathway through this glass. So it's pretty cool.
And I'm making an assumption by assuming that you can provide this to a customer or a client, right?
We've done,
all right, great.
We actually, where we got into Terralon is by printing, I don't know how many thousands of linear feet for the Army Cyber Command in Fort Gordon.
Cool.
And they have 200-foot halls by 15 feet high, and we did all their wallpaper. We've also printed all the wallpaper for Navy Federal Credit Union. We've done some residential some homes with maps and things. So it's a fun, with digital wallpaper now, you can print anything, and it's just so much fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, well, that is wonderful. Well, take us to the next thing. I'm excited.
So we have this lobby. This desk here is really cool because it was, I worked with Ben Bogan, who's a local metalwork designer. He does a lot of really great work, and he did our reception desk. I worked with him to kind of give him some inspiration, and then he, of course, gives it that industrial feel that works with the old railroad.
Right.
And then you have your dimensional letters for the logo. And that's something we do for a lot of businesses. It really is a nice little design element, not crazy expensive, but it looks very professional.
Yeah.
So we, of course, did our lobby that way because it's a great thing to do for your lobby or anywhere when you walk in to represent your company. It looks really smart.
I'm getting a lot of ideas for our office.
There we go. Then we come into here, and this is kind of course, you come into the big creative space, and we have a little break room. It's all open. Everything's open, 16, 17-foot ceilings with all different departments that can kind of interact with each other. And we created this wall just to kind of show all the different displays that we build and the different mounting systems. And it would take 20 minutes to go through all this, but you print on acrylic, print on metal, standoffs, quick mounts, changeable systems. A lot of our clients, this is where the company started doing displays. They have like little slide-in systems that you can change out the artwork.
Oh, that's great.
We've done these for companies from New York to LA to the nuclear facility at Los Alamos, New Mexico. Of course, we have images of some of the projects. There's Navy Federal, Proper Dermatology, MediaCom, Hughes Construction, this is their lobby. Of course, the establishment sign, which is really cool, downtown here.
Yeah.
And that's a liquid metal coated HDU. And it looks like an old 800-pound piece of metal, but it's really about 50 pounds. So it's
that's really
really cool.
Yeah, just wanted to point out, since we have so many people in our community that work at Navy Federal, I believe you said this was in the new building, 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
And so anyone who works there, and you get a chance to take a look at your work up close and personal and see the quality of that. Now, another thing I wanted to point out, this right here, that you machine all of this here in-house, right?
Well, the aluminum, we do not.
Okay.
The aluminum, we make onesie twosies, we can make them.
Okay.
But when we have to make 100 or 200 of something, we have a perforator that's all they do is perforate.
Okay.
And that's the architect frame base. And this was the first product I ever designed that's been used by the military, Marriott, Major League Soccer. And we have up in the lobby one of the first big displays we ever did.
We'll go up there and check that out. I used to work at the top of this building right here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, on the 71st floor, on the Sundial Restaurant. So, all right. So
that's cool.
Just a little personal thing about me. All right. So, what would you like to show off next?
So we have this is kind of the design department.
All right.
Which is really fun because it's collaborative. Everybody, these are the master designers in here. Jeff Rogers from Buzz Marketing, who helps us get the word out. He's awesome. Chris Bogan here, who's a master designer and illustrator. So we'll work with, creating designs for different clients and packages and send them all out from here. And then we troubleshoot. We have a library with materials as we go over different materials to use for signs or for graphics or displays. We thrive on problems. So a lot of customers come to us like, we really want to, this is what we're trying to do, but we don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
And then we figure out how to make it happen for them,
Cool.
And so everything from a very simple little, simple door sign all the way up to a very elaborate command center. Like this would be This is for the Navy base in Jacksonville, and it's going to be a command wall with interchangeable pictures. They can put who's in charge, and it's all modular. So we'll build the whole thing, design it, build it, crate it, and then ship it there with very easy instructions for them to install it.
That's
So it's
cool.
It's modular. And then, so yeah, I really love the ceiling. The ceiling's cool. This is from Wilson Lumber in Mobile. They have cypress. So it's all rough cut cypress from Milton, and it's been stamped by the Southern Pine Bureau inspectors, and Mark out at Wilson Lumber. I love the plug for him because they make have some great lumber out there.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I was just telling you earlier how I loved how you shop local for that.
So we wanted to do something different than just a drop ceiling.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Print department.
All right.
This is the flatbed and vinyl department. So this is Josh. He's our print master.
Hey, Josh.
He can make anything happen on these machines. Everything from a simple real estate sign right here for the Zimmerman team, all the way up to acrylic prints that are multi-layered where you print front, back. I mean, it gets, he does some incredible stuff.
What's the maximum
4x8.
4x8.
That'll go up to 4x8, and it prints on anything: wood, metal, acrylic,
great.
up to 3 inches thick. Then you have a roll-to-roll UV, G-clay printer for printing fine art prints, latex for vehicle wraps. So you pretty much can print anything in here.
And earlier you had said going from a small to large project. I don't want any of our small businesses or our solopreneurs to get intimidated by this elaborate setup. How small can someone go? If someone wants one sign, can they contact you?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we do. We love the easy stuff because it's you put a piece of PVC in and print it and you're done.
Yeah.
And that's fun. There's a lot of reward in turnaround. Some of our projects take 6 months.
Oh right.
So
right.
And that cycle can be very long and gruesome. So there's a lot said for the simpler things because you can turn them around quicker.
Yeah. All right. Great. Awesome.
Thanks, Josh.
You got any questions, Josh? All right. Thank you.
And so the mezzanine up there, eventually we just created this to have a hangout place, but eventually it'll probably have more could have some more desk up there, or you could have a couch. My wife wants to put a living room up there to hang out.
Hey.
No, not right now.
Too much downtime, right?
Yeah. And then this is the ADA department. This is kind of cool, where we do, we have meetings in here, but this is an engraver, this is a negative printer, then you have a photopolymer machine, and this is like a Navy Fed sign, and all these parts are made on this machine. They're Braille.
Cool.
It has Braille and lifted, for the, for disabilities, they can feel and they can understand what they read the Braille or they feel the tactile symbol to see what kind of bathroom it is.
Right.
But this is all made in this department, but of course it's painted over. We have in Gulf Breeze, we have a paint facility that we hope to move here at some point when we get the fire suppression and all that stuff sorted out. All the aluminum here is all made in-house. You just kind of on our router. So those are really cool.
Okay, great. So so something like that you would make in-house.
Yes.
Just not that other one.
Just the bigger pieces of aluminum take such a huge press. It's
gotcha.
$1 million machine, and
right.
we don't do enough perforating, so you outsource the things you need to do.
Exactly.
But here you've got there's your dimensional letters and different kinds of awards we do.
Oh, okay.
This is for a client in Maryland, and they did the best of awards for them. So we work for them. We work for universities printing special diploma things where they want to do something a little different outside the box.
Gotcha.
We're doing some stuff for Beacon up in New York right now. So all kinds of different signage and displays and multi-level prints. This is a miniature of a very big one we did for Michelin. We did for their corporate headquarters in Greenville. And you can see we printed on the back, the front. You can build up the ink so it's got texture to it.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get this a little closer and hold it at an angle so people can see there's actually a dimension to that. It's not just two-dimensional, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's neat. And it's all done on the flatbed.
Yeah, and so that looks like it's set up to get put on some standoffs of it. That'd look really nice.
Yes, sir.
What about this piece of artwork that you have up here?
That's my wife's brainchild. and we did that for the open house, and it was a big hit.
It turned out
kinda
real
fun,
amazing.
yeah. So we just did it for ourselves, but I think the UPS driver was in here one day, and he goes, "I want to buy one of those."
That's
I was like, "Oh, cool."
So,
yeah.
so you all could manufacture something like that?
We make those. We have another client that wants to do their logo in the middle, so that their
okay.
logo lights up. That's our logo.
Yeah.
And of course, you can put any, we could cut any logo in it.
Did you get a shot of that already? Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So what is next?
Well, this is. We're happy. We actually have a real IT room.
Oh yeah.
For all the techno geeks. Our old building in Gulf Breeze was pathetic. This is legit now. So all of our computers
looks good. Oh,
all our computers talk together and they work. And over in Gulf Breeze we had the rats were eating our lines. So we'd be like, "What's wrong? We can't send files to the printer." We're like tracking lines. Mr. Rat's been at it again.
All right.
So this is the mezzanine. Got all the cypress steps. This is one of the first, this is the Vetro frame, one of the first art pieces we did. That's the Brooklyn Bridge back in the day.
Oh, cool.
So again, you have your slide. So one of our big products that's been a big hit for a lot of big companies is they want to present different kind of posters in a very professional way, but they want to be able to change them quick. So we created these slide systems that are really neat. And this is the original product that started it all, the architect frame. And we built this and connected it and put a photograph of the frame in the thing. And I've been dragging this around for, 15 years. I built that in my backyard practically in Miami. And we got some of Chris Bogan's local artwork framed up here and some of our Vetro frames.
Very cool.
And Chris works for us, and he's got some amazing work of his own. So it's got a little storage facility there.
Yeah.
A great view of the whole work area. And we did these rails. So we kind of get into making all kinds of decorative stuff. We've got some talented people here.
So you all welded all this together?
Yeah, welded, painted it, and built it. This is all the same.
You guys did that for your own building. Is that something you also do for customers and clients?
We haven't yet, but maybe if somebody asked us to.
Hey, if you need a rail locally,
whatever
from a locally owned company right here.
We did the cypress floors.
That's amazing. You all did a great job. You all do great work for things that you don't even offer as a.
I know. It's like we like to challenge ourselves.
I love it.
This is a difficult wall.
All right.
This is a difficult wall. This is my son Lucas.
Okay.
He passed away last year.
Oh.
At 23, and he was running the show here. He was an amazing creative artist and just really. So we got a wall for Lucas.
Wow.
He's forever with us in our hearts. We love him. We know we'll see him again. We know there's something later, which is going to be exciting. But so we did a wall with our original frame for him, and this is him on the unhooking the trailer and fixing the trailer one day after a job, and Chris did the rendering. Chris did that for us, so it's really cool.
Thank you for sharing.
You bet.
With us.
So we love Lucas. He's always here with us.
Wow. Oh, I didn't even know this room was back here. Wow. Oh my gosh.
So this is warehouse and production, and it's still a work in progress. We're still organizing as we've just moved in a few months and have been pretty busy. So, so we store all the raw materials come into here, the aluminums, the acrylic, and this is a CNC router that you cut and engrave. We can make all kinds of really cool stuff with that. They have edge finishing equipment for edge finishing the acrylic, which makes it nice and frosty and takes out any tooling from the router. Of course, you got substrate storage here, which we try to bring in pallets of acrylics and max metals and real aluminum, all kinds of different things. And gets stored here, and then once the designs are all done and approved by the clients, then they come out in here and get cut, or we have a form that can form them, and have a welding department, metal shop over here. Then they go off to paint somewhere else, and this is a sign for BGS that we'll be installing next week for BGS Marine.
Cool.
And that'll be really a really cool sign for them. That's their new logo and their new look for their new building. And then we have a roll-up door here with tools. It's pretty.
Yeah, you got a great workspace. Beautiful building. Inside and out looks really nice. How long have you all been in this location?
We just started in January of this year. Took us about 5 years from buying the lot to developing it. It was quite a few hurdles along the way with CSX Railroad, having to get access to the lot because of the tracks. Was 2 years doing that, and then of course Sally hits, the bridge goes out, and then you got a pandemic. And
wow,
what a journey! I wanted to give up a few times.
Yeah, what a journey.
But yeah, we finally got in, and it's great because it's clean, it's dry, it's all insulated. Our old building was a little tough to work in at times, especially in the summer. You get pretty hot, or in the winter pretty cold. So now we have climate control, dust control, so it makes the job a lot easier.
Well, I got to say, thanks for the grand tour, and for anyone out there who's watching, if you've got any questions for David, you could throw them in the comments, and you can go and look at the video and answer them personally yourself if you'd like. And then, what is the best way for someone to find out more information about your business if they're interested in finding out maybe something, maybe they can throw a curveball at you and say, hey, have you ever tried this, or just find out some more info and become your customer or client?
Well, we started out with alumadesigns.com, and people thought all we did was picture frames and displays, and they didn't realize that we did signs. So we wanted to market. So we started alumasigns.com.
Gotcha.
And that's our Gulf Coast website.
Excellent.
You can go in and see what we do, contact us through that. But you can also go to alumadesigns.com, which some people have said, oh, why don't you use that site? It's so amazing. And well, we just wanted something that was geared towards signs, because Aluma Designs has all the displays and graphics and a little bit more of the all-encompassing things that we've done in the past that we still do, but so it'd be alumasigns.com would be a great place to get in touch
and then
with
you can also call the number that is up on the screen. So and also, hey, any of our audience that happens to be watching from outside of the Gulf Coast area, the Pensacola area, make sure to visit alumadesigns.com and place your order.
Yeah, we have a website online.
You'll take care of people anywhere nationally.
Yeah, we ship all over the country, Puerto Rico, Alaska. We've even traveled for installations. And we did a lot of stuff for Herbalife, and we would fly all over wherever their showrooms were, and we would retrofit them, build them out with signage and graphics.
Very cool. David, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. And again, welcome to the Pensacola Chamber. I'm really excited to see what else you all are going to do as you evolve, because I'm just really impressed by your work.
Well, thank you. We look forward to working for you guys.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. All right, everybody. So, leave your questions down in the comments. Thank you very much.